We're now used to car makers trying to redefine what a mid-sized electric SUV should be, but BMW's second generation iX3 really does. The first of a fresh era of the Munich maker's newer class of designs, it will badly frighten its premium rivals. If you're choosing at the upmarket end of the segment, you simply can't ignore it. My name is Jonathan Crouch. I've been testing cars for over 40 years. You'll find them all on the Car and Driving Car Reviews app. Here, I'm going to try and tell you everything that you really need to know about this car in a way you'll find nowhere else. You may be getting familiar with the way that heavy mid-sized EV crossovers drive by now. And if so, get ready for something a bit different here. The impressive EV range figure, up to 500 miles from the 50 xDrive launch model we've selected for this test, is obviously different. But there's more than that to this car. In its own words, the Munich maker wants this iX3 to be more than a computer on wheels. So it's created an electronic drive setup with 4 super brains, including what's rather cringily called the Heart of Joy, essentially a digitalised automotive nervous system. These combine to create more agile, smoother, and what BMW hopes are very brand-specific handling characteristics. That's quite an ask, given that this iX3 is nearly 2.3 tonnes. But this test has revealed to us that a lot has been achieved. You should certainly notice a difference in the way this car corners, helped by a near-optimum 49 to 51 front-to-rear weight distribution, and perhaps particularly in the way it stops. Up to 98% of braking is handled by the electric motors, which have a regen system programmed to bring the car to a halt more smoothly than just about any other vehicle on the market, particularly if you choose the Max Regen B mode on the gear selector. Unlike with many rivals, there are no regen pedals. Drive sound effects come via the brand's new Hyperson X soundscape, created specifically for the newer classer. We mentioned the 50 xDrive initial Focus variant featured here, which uses a 108 kWh battery and which has twin motors developing a total of 469 horsepower and 645 newton meters of torque. This translates into a 0 to 62 mph launch time of just 4.9 seconds en route to a very un-EV-like top speed of 130 miles an hour. A single motor rear-driven 40 model will follow, whose lighter weight boosts EV range to over 600 miles. Either way, the driver setup is straightforward. No start button, you just push the gear selector into B or D and ease away. Most of the time you'll be in one of the 3 main drive modes: Sport, Efficient or Silent. Plus there's a personal mode that's configurable, offering bespoke adjustment of steering, drivetrain and regen settings. Set the regen correctly and you'll rarely ever need the brake pedal. Quite a few cars in this segment offer air suspension, but BMW has stuck with a heavily revised version of the passive steel sprung setup from the X3 here. Though in this case, built in is a clever hydraulic rebound stop, which is designed to iron out harshness and make the ride feel more compliant. Another thing that will impress you behind the wheel is the way the brand has integrated its Level 2 Plus ADAS drive assist systems. And the SUV basics here have also been thoroughly covered. Add the deployable tow bar and this iX3 can haul along up to 2 tonnes. It's perhaps appropriate that a completely new kind of BMW gets a completely new kind of look. In the case of this Mark II iX3, it's based almost entirely on the newer Classer X SUV concept and instigates a fresh look for the Munich maker that will be carried forward to future models, but will take some getting used to. In profile, you notice Range Rover-style hidden windowsills, flush pop-out door handles, and large 20-inch wheels, which can be swapped out for rims of up to 22 inches in size. And once in the cabin up front, well, the panoramic iDrive setup will be different to anything you'll have previously tried. The weird next-generation steering wheel, the parallelogram-style 17.9-inch central screen, and the narrow 43.3-inch display that spans the entire width of the windscreen base. It's right in your eye line with key instrument info directly in front of you, but even so, plusher variants also get a head-up display, which has more space to show things like augmented reality navigation graphics. In the back, there's a sofa-style bench offering noticeably improved legroom compared to the previous generation model, now on a par with a combustion X5 from the next class up, thanks to a relatively lengthy 2,897mm wheelbase. And the flat floor means a middle-seated adult can fit fairly easily. Boot space is 520 litres with the seats up, 20 litres more than the larger iX, and 1,750 litres with them folded. The rear seat back split is 40-20-40. Plus you can keep the charging leads in the further 58-litre space provided beneath the bonnet. The big news with the newer class architecture is that it supersedes BMW's previous 400-volt EV setup with a properly modern 800-volt ultra-rapid charging compliance system. By ultra-rapid, BMW really does mean that. Because this car can DC charge at up to 400 kilowatts, at launch faster than any of its rivals, in theory, at a fast enough charger, up to 217 miles of range can be added in just 10 minutes. That rate can only be held for 2 to 3 minutes, but it's a 30% increase on the brand's previous generation EV tech. A normal 10 to 80% DC charge will take just 21 minutes. Unlike some premium EVs, like the Mercedes CLA, the iX3 can still use older 400-volt chargers too. At home, the iX3 xDrive 50 will probably need around 15 hours for a full charge with a single-phase 7.4 kilowatt wall box, which you could probably reduce to around 11 hours with a 3-phase 11 kilowatt wall box connection. More BMW than ever is the strapline for this second generation iX3, and with it the brand has at last brought us a true BMW for this SUV obsessed EV orientated era. What that now means, it turns out, is more than just class-leading drive dynamics, though most will feel that this iX3 offers those. Not everything is perfect for BMW here, of course. It's hard to imagine now why you'd buy an iX, for example. But crucially for this Munich maker, you might also find it hard to imagine why you would choose any of the other premium EV alternatives in this segment, unless, as is possible, you just don't get on with the way this iX3 looks. Like the original newer Classe model of 1961, this car aims to be a transformational redefinition of what BMW stands for. And in the process, it sets new standards in EV drive range and charging, and provides a quite different interpretation of how a car like this can be packaged, how it can feel inside, and from a BMW perspective, how it can look. It sets the technological template for the next 40 models from the brand, which makes it the company's most significant car in the last half-century. Just as importantly, it should meet your expectations for what a car like this should be.